I'm Van.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And, they're all asleep. Chip is there.
Ghosty's here. We are still on paternity leave, but that's coming to an end very, very soon.
It is.
Get back
bittersweet.
About to get back to the grind. I missed you guys.
I'm enjoying all of my moments with Orion.
Missed recording, but SATHAMEL official. This is a blackened death metal band from Leeds, which I believe is in the UK. I'm pretty sure Leeds is in the UK. I think there's some festival or something that plays in
There's
Leeds.
a town like that direction from us that's called Leeds, so that was
Really?
Like, oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, they're over there.
So there you are. If you want your band, your local band, promoted on the show or reviewed is a better word, because there's been times when bands have done it and we didn't like their song. Mm-hmm. So. But
that doesn't mean the people that listen to us don't.
Yeah,
disagree with us.
As I said I say to everybody when they approach us for that stuff, all we're guaranteeing is a review.
Right.
We're not guaranteeing that we're gonna like
positive review.
We're gonna like your stuff.
Right.
But
so if you want that, email us vinandsori@gmail.com.
Right.
And we will figure something out.
Yeah. But this is SATHAMEL. They're a blackened death metal band.
In the description of this video, you can find links to all their stuff, their Instagram, Facebook.
All their socials, Instagram, Facebook,
yeah.
I added their picture to our story on Instagram.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so we're all about it. So, anyway, let's check these guys out. For timely topical political commentary, you can hit us up in Middle America with Vin and Sori.
Or behind the scenes with My Sori Life. I'm so frustrated with that because I had so many videos that I wanted to upload for you guys during my maternity leave, but the iMovie app wouldn't work, and then I was trying to do nothing was working, and it was too much work to go into the studio and record from there. So, very frustrating.
So there you are. All right. What's the name of this song? The name of this song is,
I don't know, actually.
It starts with a W.
Oh, actually, I can know.
Yeah, because we just made it up on the thingamajig.
Oh, but it's not it.
There it is right there. Okay. Swit. S-W-I-T.
Wonder what that means.
I don't know. Or it's Svit. You know how W is supposed to be a V? All right, let's do it.
And go. It's an abrupt stop there.
Okay, so I figured out what Zvit means.
What does it mean?
Dawn.
Oh.
Because he sent me the translation for the lyrics
Yeah.
at the end. That's Polish.
Oh, okay.
Dawn, straight, which is dawn, and I won't reach the stars. I won't reach the stars, no, which I'm assuming is night.
Yep.
And then dawn and the zenith into nothingness, and I won't reach the stars. Dawn and I won't reach the stars, no. So, Zvit means dawn, I'm pretty sure. I bet the farm on
Well,
that. Tell me if I'm right, Daniel.
I bet you're right.
It's my man Daniel from the band. These guys have a behemoth type sound.
Absolutely.
They're like, definitely.
I mean, look at their logo.
Well,
Even their logo.
all black metal bands have logos like that. They're all like that.
Yeah, that's true, with the words that kind of get long.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it definitely had a behemoth sound to it.
Yeah, which is cool because So, Black and Death. So I think Magwa's my favorite black metal band. My favorite black and death metal band is Behemoth. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons I like Behemoth so much is the vocal style. And this guy's got a very, very similar vocal style to later Behemoth.
Yeah.
We just did Darwin Week, so it's got earlier Behemoth. Right. But this sounds like later Behemoth, like that. It's clear, but it's still kind of death vocals, which I love those types of vocals. What did you think?
I am not a fan of a band sounding so much like another popular band. I like them to be very different. So, I mean, if I didn't know about Behemoth, then I would love this. I'd be like, oh, this is great. But because I know about Behemoth, I'm like, wait, no, it's too much like Behemoth.
Yeah, but if you're in the same genre, you're gonna sound that's why you have genres, because okay, this sounds like that and that sounds like that. I thought there was enough variation to separate them from Behemoth. Especially with the melodic stuff at the beginning, with the stuff in the background. I thought there was enough to separate them to where you'd say, okay, these guys are in the same genre, they're definitely in the same universe as Behemoth, but at the same time I thought that they were different enough to where that was the case, but not you.
No.
You were like, oh, so it was...
Honestly, this is terrible. I haven't listened to a ton of Behemoth. I've listened to what we've heard here.
Right.
So if you came to me and you said, hey, Behemoth put out a new song and you put this on, you could trick me.
That's a pretty interesting... Yeah. I can see that. For sure. I can see that. To me, though, I just think there's enough variation. Plus, he's singing about loneliness and nihilism, which is always a soft spot in my heart.
Yep.
Especially when he said, refused. That line, refused by the firmament, refused by ether, refused from under the earth. I didn't
understand that part, actually.
Refused by the earth. Say again?
I didn't understand that part, because when the beginning started out, I liked that line, there was beauty and dread.
Yes.
I really liked that
yes.
line. went at war with self, I was like, wow, okay, because I always find myself at war with my own self, so that was, I could roll with that. When disillusion set in, when disillusion is set, and then through the greatest despairs of life. Okay, but then I didn't understand when we got here, refused by firmament, refused by I didn't understand.
Okay, so
firmament. Does it feel like he's being rejected by everything around him, even the elements?
Well, the firmament in the Old Testament is kind of like the dwelling place of God to some degree. Like he's up there and whatever. So it's like you're refused by that. Like the divine God has rejected you. And then it's refused by ether, and ether would be like, space. Like that whole, you know what I mean? And then refused by the earth, and then refused from under the earth.
Oh, all of it.
So like there's just no place for you to be, which I thought was pretty unique lyrically.
That is, yeah.
Because
I like that.
A lot of times when you have black metal or black and death metal, it's like I'm going to align myself with Satan and blah 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 blah. This guy is saying you're not even.
I can't even find a place even there.
You can't even find a place there. Like this is the most isolated song I've heard in my entire life.
Wow.
Because usually it's like, hey, we're I'm in league with the devil, screw that Christianity stuff, da 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 da. And so this is kind of subtle. Like you can miss it if you're not paying attention to what this dude is saying. He's saying, shoot, it's so bad that even the devil, you can't even be on his team. Like that's like ultimate Ronin. Like you're out by yourself. That's pretty crazy.
Have you ever met anyone like that?
Have I ever met? What do you mean?
That express that. Like I can't even find like even a spot with the devil. Like I've heard people say, that they're not rolling with God and that they're with the devil, or they found.
I'm really thinking.
It seems like a bit familiar, and I feel like I have met someone like that. But then I can't place it, so then I'm like, no, maybe I haven't. That's a pretty...
Yeah. Well, it's
a pretty unique
It's weird
expression.
because I had a dream last night, and I generally don't dream. But I had a dream last night that I was on some island. And I got placed on this island, and I was by myself.
Would you be happy?
And, well, the mood wasn't happy. It was like, this is like worse than a death sentence type of thing. And then... my mom basically found some way to
get you
with the angel. She found some way to get me back on land or something like that, and I wasn't supposed to be there. People were trying to hide me. I was in trouble. They were in trouble for trying to hide me. This is weird. It was like you're supposed to live on this island by yourself. But so it was interesting. So I woke up with that mood, So I was hanging on to the baby or whatever. But I woke up in that weird mood, and then we hear this song, and I was like, oh, jeez. That would shock.
Yeah.
Because people talk about hell, they're like, yo, I'm gonna hang out, I don't want to be with these, be with these stupid Christians, da da da. Which, of course, if I was not on the Christian team, I wouldn't want to be around.
Oh my word!
I mean, I'm on the Christian team, and I don't want to be around. Give me my village.
It was like when
give me the
on
village,
that porn interview, we have an interview coming out with Head. Again. Anyway, but on that, when he said, remember when he said something like, I'm like, why am I even rolling with these people? I'm not sure if that was in the interview part or if that was in the part that we were talking on the side.
No, we didn't have that recorded. It's like, why am I, yeah. So, yeah, you need the village, but anyway, people are like,
what was that?
Well, I'm saying, I'd much rather hang out with the village people for all eternity than most Christians. Good God.
The village people, for those of you who know nothing about our channel, it's just all of us that kind of found each other through our channel. We call ourselves the village. We hang out on Facebook and
live streams,
Discord and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So why is that brown man saying he'd rather hang out the village? What village?
What is this village you speak? Yeah, it's a place in Africa. My ancestors. So this is a really, really interesting concept. The idea that you could be rejected even from hell.
Yeah. Yikes.
That's a crazy. That's the thing that stuck with me, and I like the way that they did that too. Like the sound of the song, and that dun, 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 dun. You know, it's just very doomy.
Yeah.
Like it.
But then they had that other stuff in the back that was kind of like rising.
Yeah. Well,
it's interesting because according to Christian theology, that's not even true. It says that you're either with God or you're against him. There's only two teams, so either you are with him or you're on the devil's team. So there's only two options.
Yeah, but I don't feel like the devil or Satan or whatever. Like when you hear demons in the New Testament and they talk to Jesus, it's weird. They never talk to each other. Like you never hear the demons talking to each other. They're always talking to Jesus, or they're always talking.
No, that's true. That was a screw tape letter.
They're always talking to their subjects, but you don't hear them talking to each other.
Yeah.
So I don't think. I think that we think when I mean, and I've said it millions of times. There's only two teams, but when we say the word team, it brings this sort of idea of camaraderie and love and fellowship and all that. And I don't think that that's how he operates. I don't think that's how they operate. I don't think they love each other and celebrate each other and
I don't picture them
do
doing
all that.
that.
So it's like you're on a team, but you're still isolated to some degree.
Yeah.
And so I think that people who end up ultimately choosing that side, and of course we believe that it's only a small percentage of humanity that actually genuinely does choose that side at the end. But to the people that choose that side, to me, I think you could be on that team and still feel like a reject. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because I don't think we have a category for beings who don't have an ounce of love for anything or anyone. I don't think we understand how that works, because even like the worst, nastiest, gangbangers, they still love their friends. You know what I mean? And they still, to some degree would love each other to the point of death. You know what I mean? So we don't even have a category for what it would feel like to actually be on that team.
Yeah, because I think that like sometimes you team up with somebody, but that the only reason why they're teaming with you is for their own selfish reasons and their own agenda.
Right.
So it's not like an actual team. So I'm sure that there's got to be the feelings of that. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Well, I've been in social situations where the binding cord is the mutual hate for someone else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was telling you, there's would you believe it? There's people that don't like us, and there's whole groups of people that just make their life about obsessing about hating us
for years.
Yeah, and talking about us or whatever. And it's like, and I said to you, like,
they're miserable too. They should just stop doing that.
Yeah, of course.
Move on with their lives.
Yeah, of course. So it's like. And I told you, like, they have the impression that they really like each other or love each other.
Oh,
but they don't. They're just united in their hate for another person.
Right.
That's not. You're not.
Marriages get formed off stuff like that. Look at what Vin did with this. He put him on the microphone.
You just turned off the lights, you weirdo.
No, it's going off anyway.
But anyway, the song is about aloneness, obviously, but that line just really struck me. A blissful state of isolating serenity, further down the slopes into nothingness.
It's so weird that you had that dream and like felt like that when you woke up, because I woke up and I felt extremely lonely. That's why I sent you that message.
Oh. Yeah, you sent me a message. You're so weird. I'm in bed with you and you send me a text. I'm like, just say something to me. What's wrong with you?
But when you wake up in the morning, you're very like, I feel like that there's like this clear coffin around you and you don't want to be talked to.
That's not true.
It's not?
Mm-mm.
Because if I talk to you,
what
an
like, interesting description, a clear coffin.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Because it's all like quiet in there and...
Well, yeah, I don't wake up loud.
I used to wake up and be like talking and going around, and once I married you though, I was like, I don't think he likes that.
Oh no, I'm good with that. That'd be cool if you did that.
Yeah, but if I start talking, you just
well, it takes me a while to wake up, man.
So I thought that was like, stay out of my coffin.
No, stay out of my coffin. It's good to know that that's what you think of me. No. But, see, the thing is, do you like being alone at all? Do you find
Sometimes,
any? Do you
yeah.
find any? Because you know the line about blissful state of isolating serenity.
Okay, no, I do. Sometimes I really like to be alone, but I have this problem, and my problem is I feel guilty about everything. So when I get my time alone, I feel guilty that I'm not with the kids, or taking care of some project, or cooking something, or I can never just be alone and be like, fuck them all, I'm alone and I'm enjoying it. Like, I always feel like I should be doing something.
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
You're not like that.
No, I don't feel any guilt whatsoever.
Look, I don't care if everybody has to pee in the whole house. I'm staying in the shower for 8 hours.
I don't care. It's the only time. It's the only place where I can be absolutely alone and generally not be bothered.
You know what I think?
And it's very important to me.
When I have to text you and be like, I need to use the bathroom, I feel like, what's that? This is so terrible. Remember we watched that documentary, that horrible guy that makes the girls use the bathroom in the bucket?
R. Kelly?
R. Kelly? I always feel like this is some side episode of R. Kelly. I'm like, I need to use the bathroom.
You are ridiculous. They have a bathroom downstairs. You're
Yeah,
too lazy.
but no,
too lazy to float
it is not
down.
about laziness. It's about, we have children that make such a nasty mess of that. It's worse than a public restroom.
Yeah,
And I refuse to use it.
that downstairs bathroom is a horrible. I think they were singing about it in the song.
Probably.
A zone untouched
So they
by
are
any
from
will.
Leeds, and they came to our apartment and saw that
A
bathroom.
zone untouched by any will to exist. Our downstairs bathroom.
Oh, that's so terrible.
I love solitude though. But see, I find a lot of serenity in solitude. Like, when I heard about the people being shot, in Virginia, and I saw the press conference or whatever, I'm like, all right, I need some solitude. I'm gonna go by myself now.
I have to tell you something about that after.
Yeah. So, solitude to me is extremely important. Extremely important. Like the next house we move into, I'm gonna have I'm gonna make sure there's a room, and it's gonna be only for me. Dun, dun, dun. But do you, okay, so before you had kids or whatever, did you find serenity important, like solitude?
Uh-huh.
See, I think there's a balance there. Like, I think that people who isolate themselves completely are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're a person who's, like, always alone all the time and not around people at all, I think that that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But I think...
No, I used to go off alone a lot.
But see, I think people now, like, don't even know how to be alone. Like, our kids, like, that's going to be a real art form to find a way to be alone, because even when you're alone, you still have access to millions of people because of this social media.
Are you ever alone?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, when I'm showering, I'm alone. I just have my music. You know what I mean? Or sometimes I'll just put the shower on for the... Well, no. I count alone being not interacting with other human beings. So I put my music in and I zone out like I'm good. I'm talking about like not having to talk to people, not having to respond to people, and you're just chilling and you're experiencing that, whatever. Mm-hmm. I think that that's important. I think it's important to maintain your sanity, but I also think this version of aloneness, though, I don't think is good.
You're right. Yeah.
Because, it's
Where the darkness what?
So it's blissful state of isolating serenity further down the slopes into nothingness, where the darkest of parasitic shades exercise apocalyptic dance. This guy can write his ass off.
I know,
Good
yeah.
Lord.
Uh-huh.
Good Lord, this dude can write. A zone untouched by any will to exist. So it just seems to me it's a certain headspace where you're like completely alone and you're down the nihilistic thing all the way to the bottom, and you're right at that point where it's not healthy,
mm-hmm.
But I do think that I do think it's important to have solitude, but not isolation. And where that line is, I'm not particularly sure.
Well, I think that when you get that aloneness, but it's kind of like it's energizing you.
Right.
That's different than the aloneness that like you're going deeper and darker into that hole.
That's a good point. Because there's lots of times that I'm like, I feel like breathing a sigh of relief. I'm like,
mm-hmm.
But there's been other times, especially like in high school, where it was that. But that's a good kind of way to gauge it. If your alone time energizes you to kind of function in the world, then it's positive. But if it's contributing to more of a downward spiral, then it's negative. That's a good one. But I can see, you know, I can see being a parent and your kid hears this, you know, is listening to this over and over again. You'd be really, really stressed out about that. Like, oh my God, something's going on with my kid. You know what I mean? Whereas, you know, you can choose, you know, my mom, that was one of the things with my mom, like she would look at the lyrics and 90% of the time she would tell me, these are terrible lyrics, blah, blah, blah. She wasn't thinking about like, okay, but why? Why is he listening to this? You know what I mean? So sometimes she'd try, but I mean, the gap was just too far. She grew up on, you know, Bob Marley and Jimmy Cliff and, you know.
I've never heard Jimmy Cliff.
Jamaican stuff.
I like Bob Marley though.
I think, you know, but then, you know, now, rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
But yeah, good song. Lyrically, it's crazy, and I love the way they did the Polish at the end. I really liked it.
You didn't finish what you were saying. Some parents can't, like, they'd be freaking out if they heard their kids doing.
Well,
this.
yeah, I could just imagine parents freaking out about that and all that. But at the same time, like, my thing would be like, your kid's probably much safer listening to this. At least they're getting an outlet for their. You know what I mean?
My parents were just like, "Is it Christian? Turn it off."
Well, the term L is there. That's the term
Does
for
that
God.
qualify?
Does that qualify? 3 minutes 55 seconds. I wish it was a little bit longer, to be honest with you. I wish it was a little bit longer because I felt like
good with the length.
I really liked the mood of the song and a little bit more epicness. But we're not used to 3 minute and 55 second songs.
I'm fine with that. I wonder sometimes, like, if just having like one song, like when they create, some people when they're creating their songs, it's to be listened on the full record. You know what I mean? So one song slides into the next.
Right.
The next.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, you think, oh, well, that's a 3 minute and 55 second song, but it's connected to other ones around it, and so maybe that's what they were saying for this piece. So, I'm fine with that.
Okay, that makes sense. I get that. All right, what do you give the song?
Okay, so I love the sound of it, so I'm like giving up points for that. I'm deducting points because it was so much like Behemoth, but then I'm giving it more points because I really liked the lyrics. And I like that background sound.
So what's the score?
I'm not sure. I'm still calculating. What are you giving it?
Yeah. Hey, if you guys can figure out Sori's algorithm, let me know. I'd like to know. Public service announcement. This is an 8.9 for me. It would have probably pushed it up into the 9s a little bit more if the song was like 30 seconds longer. Maybe some more of the epic in the background. I love that stuff. But I two things. One is a dun 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 dun. That's in my head probably for the rest of the day now. I hate your guts. And two, I just love the Refuse by Firmament, Refuse Under the Earth. That whole section I thought was pretty crazy. We haven't reviewed songs in a while, so I forgot how deep some of these lyrics can be. You know what I mean? So it's an 8.9 for me.
I think I'm at an 8.3.
I think if they would have done 30 seconds more in the song, you'd have pushed it up to 9.
No.
Why, the Behemoth thing? Yeah, so shout out to this band. The name of the whole record is called Horror Vacui, I think is what it's called, or Vacui Horror or something like that. But yeah, you should really check them out. Hopefully more people ask for songs from this band so that we can play some more.
But check out all of their social links, and their pictures and stuff are pretty cool.
Yeah, all their socials are going to be there, Facebook, Instagram, all that jazz. And I think they're going to be going on tour pretty soon here. So there you are.
Good.
Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.